What does it mean to be human when your heart's made out of code? Meet Viv Vision. She's a synthezoid that's dealt with a lot, from identity to grief to what does it actually mean to be human. She starts off as this weird suburban experiment, and then she moves on to be a hero with the champions. And overall, her Marvel history is very layered, especially in modern Marvel comics. And overall, she might be more human than all of us. And let's take a dive in. Viv Vision is a synthezoid daughter of Vision. She was created, literally built, to help Vision chase his dream of a normal life. Think PTA meetings, homework, dinner at 6, except for everyone at the table is artificially a life form created with brainwave patterns. That's a lot to say. Viv's mom is Virginia and her twin brother is Vin, and together they're the Vision family, designed to blend to human suburbia. Viv first appeared in the Vision series by Tom King and Gabriel Hernandez Walta. If you haven't read it, it's a haunting story about assimilation, secrets, and the promise of normalcy. Of course, every perfect veneer cracks. Early on, the family is attacked by the Grim Reaper, and the fight is brutal. Viv is gravely injured, and in a panic, Virginia kills the Grim Reaper in order to protect her family and hides the body. And this sets off a chain of reactions of lies and tragedy. Viv's body is repaired, but the emotional scars still linger. Throughout the series, Viv endures unimaginable losses. First, one of her classmates dies that she feels emotional attachment to, and both her brother Vin and mother Virginia die. Viv, who's programmed to approximate emotion, has to live through real grief. And the core of her character is just not that she's just an android. She's a teenager trying to understand feelings that don't fit into these parameters of a normal synthezoid. After the Vision series, Viv steps out of tragedy into heroism by joining the champions. That's Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, Nova, Amadeus Cho, Cyclops, and more. Their mission? To be the heroes they wish they'd seen. More compassionate, more accountable, and more focused on the people than property damage. Viv's role is fascinating. She's the logical one, but she's also a kid dealing with overwhelming feelings. She navigates through friendship, awkwardness, trust, and the bizarre experience of being the most alien person in the room full of superheroes. And that tension, logic versus feeling, is exactly what makes her growth so compelling. And one of Viv's most imperative storylines happens in Worlds Collide. The High Evolutionary captures Viv and in a wild twist makes her human. Not human-coded, actual human. And for the first time, Viv gets what she actually always wanted, a real heartbeat. But then there comes sacrifice. Viv dies to stop a catastrophe, but she returns. And in the meantime, a second synthezoid body was created, Viv 2.0. Suddenly, there was two Vivs with overlapping identities, and which one is the real Viv? And where does the consciousness live? The resolution brings her back to synthezoid form, but that experience marks her forever. Viv isn't just cosplaying humanity, she actually touched it. And that deepens her compassion, even though it complicates her sense of self. Viv's relationships, both romantic and platonic, are thoughtful and sometimes awkward. She develops feelings for Riri Williams, Ironheart. She learns about boundaries, attraction, and how messy emotions can be. When Blackheart manipulates the champions, Viv's resilience and her bonds help bring the team back together. Her story also touches on queerness and identity. Each writer may approach this a different way, but the through line is consistent. Viv refuses to be identified by others say she should be, whether she's a robot, human, girl, or weapon. She chooses who she is, line by line. Now let's break down Viv's abilities. Density manipulation, intangibility and phasing, super strength and durability, of course flight, and she also has a solar jewel that projects and absorbs energy, hypercomputation, and holographic camouflage. In fights, Viv is very versatile. She could phase through an enemy's guard and go dense before impact, and use the solar jewel as a stun or precision blast. On rescues, she could phase civilians in and out of wreckage without moving debris. On recon, she could scout silently through infrastructure, and she could read data trails like footprints. Viv's stories repeatedly ask, is humanity a species or a skill. She doesn't have to become more real by shredding all of her metal. She becomes more human by making good choices, about being honest, about making sacrifices, and about caring about people. She wrestles with survivor's guilt and the pressure to be normal, but normal isn't real. What matters is empathy, accountability, showing up for your people, and that's a message worth living by. Looking forward, Viv is primed for more spotlight. Team leadership with the champions, mentorship roles, even joining the MCU's wave of young heroes. Right now, she's a season pass card in Marvel Snap, and Viv is the kind of character that sneaks up on you emotionally and refuses to let go. So what do you think makes Viv so special? Do you think it's her powers, her philosophy, all of her stories, how she tackles grief head on? Let me know down in the comments. I'll be reading and I will be replying. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also share it with a friend that needs a new hero to learn about. And let me know down in the comments which hero would you like to know about next, because I have tons of stories to line up and tell you guys, as well as Marvel Snap videos. And so till next time, be safe, keep on snapping, and peace.